Hi Stampers, Annette Pearson from Warnersville, Pennsylvania, NettePStamping.com. I've decided to do a quick video for you because someone has been asking me about doing some watercolor pictures kind of with the watercolor pencils. So what I have decided to do, the best way to show this is to actually use the beginner's brochure. I'm using Zany Zebras as my stamp set. That's right here. It has the zebras. It's just a cute little stamp set for a child's birthday or even on a crazy zany adult's birthday. And right here in the catalog, they have a couple of different examples using the pencils and using the stamp set. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy this one that says kick up your heels. So I'm gonna just show you real quick. The other thing that I'm gonna use, and this is important with your watercolor pencils, is a blender pen. The blender pen is a Stampin' Up product. It just has your little brush on the one end. Actually, it has a brush on both ends. And what you're gonna want with that to use the blender pen is just a piece of paper to clean it off. Wait until you see how easy it is to clean up. So I'm gonna use, let's see, I'm gonna use Flirty Flamingo, Balmy Blue, and Granny Apple Green pencils. There are two different sets of these watercolor pencils. This is the second one. The second one has 10 pencils. The first one is real basic, your real basic colors. And I think that has like 16 pencils in it, I'm gonna say. Oh, geez, look, I have it right in front of me. I could look and see. 13, it has 13 pencils in it. And so these are your base colors, Real Red, Calypso, Coral, Pumpkin Pie, etc. You get the picture. But they're different colors than the ones in the second set. So you may want to get both of them eventually, but one's good to start off. Anyway, these are the colors that I've chosen to use, and I'm also going to use a Memento Black, Tuxedo Black stamp pad to stamp my zebras. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I have these 3 little zebras. I'm going to use, just going to quickly stamp them. One. First guy. Didn't quite get that one hard enough. That looks like it's covered. That guy. Oh, we have these two. It's kind of trotting on the other side. And he's only going to fit right there. Okay. So, it doesn't really matter because what I'm showing you here is the watercolor part. And the watercolor part doesn't matter where where the stamps are to show you this. Okay, but what you're going to do next, once your black ink has dried very well, also giving them some ground. This is a little tip that kind of escapes some people sometimes that I'm going to just show you. When you have something, when you're doing stamping on things, you need to ground your images. So you want to give them something to stand on. You don't want to just have them floating in air. Like these zebras are not flying zebras. They are actually on the ground. So I am giving them some ground to be on. And for the ground, I will probably just use something, I don't know, basic color brown, maybe Cajun Craze. Here, crushed curry. Anyway, it doesn't matter at this point. Let's show you the coloring. So I'm going to take my crayons and my colored pencils. And I'm just going to kind of color over wherever there's these black lines for shading. And I am going to color their hooves, everything, their mane, their tail, the whole bit. Maybe not their ears. And I'm not being careful. I'm not coloring in between the lines or outside the lines or anything. I'm just not going to worry about that. You can have a pink nose. So you can just go however you go with that. Take your next color, do the same thing. You just want to get color at each place you want color. You don't need to worry about coloring in the lines or being neat. And you'll see why in just a second. That one, and then the green. Same thing. Don't be neat. Don't worry about it too much. I did some cards last year with trees. The trees were just pretty much the skeleton of the trees, and then I used oranges and reds and golds to color the leaves on the trees, and they really came out pretty. And it was with these, and it looked so nice, but it was so easy to do. It was almost a shame. Okay, so now you make sure you have your plain paper here that's scrap paper. You take your stamping blender pen rather. This is not stamping blends, not to be confused with colored. These are clear, plain. And you just go in wherever you have put your color, your watercolor. This blender pen, whatever it has in it, it's magic. I don't know what it is. Whatever it has, it picks up the color from your watercolor pencils and it turns them into watercolor paint. Now, this is turning a little on the purple side. I think probably I've used this blender pen a lot, and I probably have blue ink on it. That's probably why. So let's go to the blue and see how that looks. You see what it's doing? It's taking the lines and it just makes them, it gets rid of their blurriness. And in fact, if I missed a spot, which I missed a couple of spots, I can pick the blue up from somewhere else and smear it over there. So you can use these for all kinds of applications. I've used them to put flowers on, make like a watercolor scene, put flowers and water and plants and just different things on a card, and then color everything in and kind of blur them with this. And you'll see that it just does a gorgeous job. It really does. Okay, this side's a little cleaner. So you get the idea. Basically, this is all it takes. Just have the blender pen, pack of 3, $12 in the annual catalog. And a pack of 3 will last you for a very, very long time. I've been using this one pen. I haven't even touched the other 2 in the pack. So I've been using this long. I'm gonna just ground these with this, and same thing, just scribble, scribble, scribble. And just run it on your plain paper to get it cleaned off. That's all there is to it. Stamp your greeting on here, which they used to kick up your heels. Of course, on theirs, it was a larger piece of paper and it was up higher. They started their zebras up a little higher. So I'm just going to do that. That's my card front. I'm going to attach it to a piece of colored cardstock. But I just wanted to give you an idea of how to blend your watercolor pencils and have them look really nice. And you just keep running this over plain paper to get it clean. See, it's clean, but it's still, it doesn't even, it's still wet. You can't, it's got like a wet feel to it. See, same thing. I think more so when the tips start to dry, or not dry out, but get flat. That's when you need to replace it. Okay, that's that. Enjoy, have fun with your watercolor pencils, and I'll see you next time.